large numbers. This video is to help with vocabulary in a diploma in mechanical engineering. How to learn vocabulary. First you learn the meaning, then you need to remember the spelling, then you need to listen to the pronunciation, and you need to practice the words. Squared, cubed, to the nth power, exponent. Squared, cubed, to the nth power, exponent. So these are all words that refer to this small number when we put two numbers together. So we put a big 4 and then a small 2 higher. This number is called an exponent, the small raised number. But we have different ways to describe the exponent. We have squared. This is when it's a number 2. So 4, a number multiplied by the same number, so 4 times 4 is 4 squared. A number multiplied by the same number 2 times would be 4 to 3 here. So that's 4 times 4 times 4, that's 4 cubed. And then we have to the nth power. When we write a small n, it means to any power. We're not actually saying what the exponent is. For example, the engineers should not express numbers as squared or cubed. Avoid using a number to the nth power. Do not use an exponent. So, for spelling and pronunciation, squared is difficult because of the sound here. So some people like to write a K here, but it's a QU, and the pronunciation is Q. So we have squared. Cubed is not that difficult, but remember when you're pronouncing it, there's a Q. Again, it sounds exactly like the square, but it's Q. So we have a different spelling for CU, cubed. To the nth power is difficult because it's a strange thing to put, nth. But remember when you write TH, you put a little higher. And then exponent is not difficult to spell, but pronunciation, the strong sound is the second sound. Exponent, exponent. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So this is when we're looking at decimal numbers, and when it goes to the 10 equal parts, so 1 point and then the first number, this is tenths. Then hundredth is divided into 100 parts, so we have the second number after the decimal point, this is the hundredths. And then thousandths is divided into 1,000 parts, and this is the third number after the decimal point. We have here on the number 4, this is thousandths. For example, only round numbers occurring after the tenths, hundredths, and 1,000ths places. So the difficult thing with spelling is not difficult because it's the number 10, then THS. 100, THS, 1,000, THS. The problem is in pronunciation because th is quite a difficult sound to make. You have to put your tongue between your teeth and then add an S. So it's th. So tenths, hundredths, thousandths. But you don't make it a strong sound like that, so it's soft. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Rounding error. Rounding error. This is a mistake you make when you reduce the length of a number because of a decimal number. So here we have an example 0.007006. If you cancel these last 3, it's an error because you've taken away a figure there. That 6 is gone. For example, the engineer made some rounding errors in the report. So I think spelling and pronunciation is not that difficult. Remember, OW is OU, and error has a double R. Scientific notation. Scientific notation. So this is when we write a number as a decimal number, 1 to 10 multiplied by the power 10. So here we have a big number here, this 4,300,000. Sometimes it's better to write that as scientific notation. So you could write 4.3 times 10 to the power 6. 10 to the power 6 is the same as a million, times that by 4.3 is this. So it's a way of writing a large number in an equation in a scientific way. For example, I want you to write all the numbers in scientific notation. So spelling is difficult here because it's two very long words. So we have scientific. So remember the start of the word is SC, but the pronunciation is one sound, sigh. It's not sky, it's sigh. And then tific is two I sounds. And we finish with a C, not a K. Scientific. Scientific. The strong sound is on the T. Scientific. And then notation, the difficult spelling is for the shun sound at the end. People think it's an SH, but it's a TION. Like you have in information, for example. Question. You put the shun at the end. TION. And for pronunciation, the strong sound is on the second sound. Notation. Notation. So together, scientific notation. Significant figure. Significant figure. This is a digit that affects the precision of a number. So if you look at this number here, we have lots of zeros. The significant figures are these ones here that give the value to the number. So the 7006 are the significant figures. For example, the significant figures are followed by a small exponent number. So spelling is difficult. It's another long word, significant. Sig is quite easy. Niffy is okay, but cant at the end there, the spelling is C-A-N-T, but the pronunciation is more of an sound. Cant, not cant, cant. And then figure, the sound. It's a very easy sound to say, figure, but the spelling is U-R-E. You need to remember this. So the pronunciation, significant, strongest sound is on the second, and then figure, strongest sound is on the first. So significant figure, significant figure. Leading zero, trailing zero. Leading zero, trailing zero. So here we have two numbers. The numbers to the zeros when they're to the left of the significant figure are called leading zeros. If there are zeros up to the right of a significant figure, these are trailing zeros. For example, use leading zeros or trailing zeros to indicate your number of significant figures. So pronunciation, quite easy, and spelling, leading, L-E-A, and then zero. You just need to remember the spelling of zero. It's not an usual word, so we have Z-E-R-O. Tray, some people might think of a Y here, but it's an I. A is A and Y. A and I together is an A sound, and then zero the same. Okay, so let's look at all the words together. Cubed, exponent, hundredth, leading zero, rounding error, scientific notation, significant figure, squared, tenth, thousandth, to the nth power, trailing zero. Okay, thank you very much.